Hello my friends, my name's Gene Arnold and thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Regular Guy Mountain Biking. So this is going to be kind of a little bit of a different video than what I would normally do. We're going to be talking about a product that I've never seen in person, never touched, and really more just talk about it in concept, okay? GoPro came out with their new camera. It's called the GoPro Black Bones. It's a camera specifically designed for drones. Now, when I saw that camera, I put a post up on Instagram. I said, wow, this might be a great camera for us mountain bikers. All right, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. And after some of the followers made some replies to it, it came to the conclusion that maybe that it wouldn't be the best camera for that because of the way it was designed. And again, we'll get into it in a minute. But it brought up this thought that I wanted to do this video and ask you, what would be a good POV camera for us crazy mountain bikers? If they're making a verticalized, a specific type of camera, it's designed for drones, right? So clearly they're making a camera designed for a specific use case. Well, what would be the perfect camera for us mountain bikers? And the reason why I bring this up is, look, I've been doing this for a while. I mean, I've got the silvers. I mean, I must have like four or five of these guys. One of my favorite cameras, the Session. I love this camera. I really wish they kept on making this camera. I love the Session. I've got sevens. I've got eights. Right. I've even got the Insta360, right? The 3D cameras. I've tried using maybe point and shoot cameras for video, right? I've also moved over to different brands. I've got the DJI, good camera, and even some of the aftermarket Chinese cameras. And sometimes I've just used my cell phone. So where I'm going with this is not to show off all the cameras I have. That couldn't be further from the truth. What I'm trying to show you is that I'm searching for the holy grail of cameras for mountain biking. So why did I think that the Bones camera might be good? Let's talk about POV shooting and what we primarily do with these cameras. And not for nothing, if you go to the GoPro website, it's basically what they even advertise, right? I mean, when you take a look at most of the footage on these different action camera sites, it's some crazy person skiing down some freakish mountain, or they're attaching it to a race car, or someone's going through some wave. I mean, no one's sitting there taking a picture of some kid's birthday party, right? They're using these things for action camera purposes, all right? And what's driving me crazy is that rather than putting the logic and the R&D into a rock solid, damn good POV camera for what most of what they're showing they're using it for, they're putting in all these stupid features that none of us really use. The GoPros, the newer GoPros, the GPS, that freaking thing never ever worked. It never worked. You'd have to be sitting on a satellite to get good enough signal to ever get that thing to work. Most of the features in these cameras we don't ever use. It's one of the reasons why I like the DJI so much. Not that it doesn't have some cool features, but you want to know what the best feature of this camera is? It just freaking works. That's it. You push record, it records. You push stop, it stops. You don't get a bunch of GoPro footage that looks like this. All right, just keep on going straight for a while, Rob. Or more footage that looks like this.
Oh, low tree, that would hurt.
Or how about hours and hours of footage that looks like this? That's my problem with GoPro. I'm not a fan of the company. Personally, I think that all they're doing is putting band-aids on their products and coming out with new features to get you to buy their new camera, and they never really ever fix the issues with their existing cameras. They just basically say, hey, let's put lipstick on a pig and get you to buy another one. So we're on like 10 or something like that now, right? I have a problem with that. So let's again talk about what do you want in a good POV camera, because not for nothing, that's really what they're used for. I want reliability. Okay, not for nothing, but these little guys, you slap this sucker on what were those things called? The gimbal, right? It was bulky, but it worked, right? It's one of the reasons why I keep these things, because I can position them in different places on the trail if I want to get some cool shots. These things, they always work. Once the cameras got more advanced with more features, you constantly had issues. You constantly had locking up. I want reliability. I will say that the GoPro cameras, their wider angle is beautiful. That's one of the problems I have with the DJI. The Osmo Action, to be specific, or not the company itself, the Osmo Action. Their point of view is not wide enough, and you have to really make sure you get your shot in frame, because if you don't have much room to fix in post. With the GoPro cameras, I just put this thing on super wide, and I can crop and move the shot just in case maybe I had the camera a little bit too low or too high. Generally, this will pick up enough of a frame that I could still save the shot. This guy, you got to pretty much be on par or you're going to lose the shot. But it will work. But I do have to say that the GoPro wide view is much, much better and certainly superior. Also, the GoPro Smooth, the Hyper Smooth, I think that's what they call it. It's come leaps and bounds. It really is quite good. The only thing that I would say that is just as good, if not better, is the Insta360 smoothing out, right? But the problem with this is that it works post. What happens is with these cameras, you record your video. It records all the shaking and all the gyro mathematical stuff, whatever. And then you take the footage and the metadata of your footage and you put that into software, and the software cleans it all up. And it seriously cleans it up. It is dead on smooth. But the problem is, for a creator, I don't have the time to take all my footage, put it through something else, process it, pick the shots, and then put it in my editor and then make my final cut. It just takes too much time, but it works quite well. The DJI, I think it's called Rocksteady, works pretty good too. I don't have a complaint with it, but the new stuff with GoPro is really quite good. But the problem again is we're back to reliability. The Session. I love this camera. It was such a great little camera. You could just stick it any place. I'd stick it in like on the trail, and I'd stick it in like some leaves and get some great shot. I love this. What did you think about the Session? Was this like one of your favorite action cameras? I love this little guy. Great camera. I do like some of the features that GoPro is coming out with. Again, people have a love-hate relationship with these little locks that come down over here to mount it on your chest or helmet or wherever you want to mount it. I like it. It's one less thing to deal with that I have to forget, right? It certainly makes it a lot easier to just get to stuff, right? If I want to change the battery, I just turn it down and I don't know. I think this is nice. Some people say it's a little bit loose. I haven't had a problem with that. I mean, that's not wiggling at all. So I like that. The face view, right? I could care less, right? I'm not doing vlogging. Okay, I'm not doing that with an action camera, so I don't really need any of that. What do you use? Do you use any of the slow motion? Most of us, what we do is we'll record in at least 60 frames per second, right? And we will then in post do our slow motion. This way, rather than committing to a slow motion shot and not being able to do anything else with it but show slow motion, a lot of us don't use the slow motion because we can do that in post. And if we record a section in a faster speed, we can show with a fast speed of someone going down a maybe tricky section and then show it again in slow motion or chop it up. So I don't really ever use that. I do very little time lapse, right? I mean, the only thing slow is me riding on the trail, and I don't need time lapse to show it, right? So I don't use that. And I also don't see anyone using time lapse while they're surfing and going through, some wave or anything like that. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be picking on this, though it certainly sounds like I am, and maybe I am. But one of the things I liked about the Bones is its simplicity. Now, again, learning more about the camera, it wasn't designed to withstand the elements. Makes sense. You're not going to fly your drone in the rain. Okay, Barbecue Mike brought that up. Very good point, Mike. You're spot on. You do have to control it with an external battery, but not for nothing, I would do that, right? If I could set this up, I think there are some cases to hold these with external batteries. But if there's a way to put a battery in and have the wire, I know it's a wire, but you can get a 128 megabyte SD card, right? I mean, you can get like terabyte. It's insane what you can put on these little bitty cards. So if you can get that much like space on one of these cards, I want to be able to record. I want to be able to start at the top of a trail and record from the top to the bottom and not have to screw around with the stop, record, start. I want to be able to go from the top to the bottom. From what I've heard, I don't have one of the 10s, and I have no intention of buying a GoPro 10. I heard you can cook an egg on that sucker when you put it in the higher frame rates and let it run for a little while. Again, what good is that? Not really for me. But do any of you use the 5K? Do you use that high of a rate? I don't. I shoot all my video in 2K because most of it, that gives me enough room to get cropping, and it allows me to get a good finished product that I can put on YouTube, and that seems to work. Am I wrong? I really, again, I opened this up. I don't have a Bones. I told you from the beginning, this is not a review on the GoPro Bones. I don't have one. But it is a discussion on what you would want. Maybe some of the video companies, action camera companies will watch this video and say, oh, damn, apparently we missed the boat. We should have listened to some of these people. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want in an action camera when you do your recording out in the field? All right? Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. Boy, I would love your comments down below. That's what this video really was about. I want your thoughts. I want to share this with creators, action camera companies, and say, look, folks, you've got a whole market of people that want this product. Stop with the stupid features. Just give us a damn good camera that we can rely on, and we will buy that sucker up and use that thing, and then I would buy the next version of it because maybe you add 1 or 2 features, but make sure those features are solid, and I'd buy that one, and I would trust your company. Right now, I don't trust these companies, well, especially GoPro anyway. I have to say I'm a little disappointed in the new DJI action camera. I don't like this whole modular thing. I don't know what the hell they're doing with that. This thing was awesome. They just needed a couple things, and I would have bought more of these things, but whatever. Gene from Regular Guy Mountain again. Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking again. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just I'm passionate about this, and I'm a little like I want your thoughts. You guys have a great day. Keep the party on the pedals. Give me those comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.